Our interaction patterns with the internet might be completely revolutionized, and the transition from obscurity to disrupting the entire internet could happen in a matter of months. OpenAI has shown that it only took 4 months since the official release of ChatGPT in November last year for the team to update AI products and technologies at a speed that has surpassed people's imaginations. Last week, after announcing the even more powerful GPT-4 without giving any breathing room to competitors, the internet-connected version of ChatGPT was launched. It is well known that the biggest drawback of both ChatGPT and GPT-4 was that their data was limited to before September 2021. After connecting to the internet, the final barrier will be removed, and artificial intelligence's extraordinary capabilities will be thoroughly unleashed with the support of the internet. However, if you only focus on the internet connection aspect, you might underestimate the significance of OpenAI's update. In addition to internet connectivity, the more important aspect of OpenAI's update is the introduction of ChatGPT plugins, which will allow ChatGPT to communicate with third-party applications, completely rewriting the inherent interaction patterns between people and the internet. If Apple's success in recent years is attributed to locking developers and users within the iOS ecosystem, and Google's success is due to retaining users within search engines and browsers, OpenAI is now working to break the app ecosystem and create a new AI-driven internet entry point. ChatGPT is evolving from a chatbot to a super ecosystem. In the words of a developer named Mitchell Hashimoto, the entire development interface is the craziest and most impressive thing he has seen in his computer career. He explained that developers only need to define an API and then describe the API's purpose and functions using natural language. ChatGPT will then figure out the authentication, chaining, data processing, and other tasks involved. The entire process is incredibly simple and intelligent. Although OpenAI has not yet clearly defined a profit model for developers, numerous developers are already eager to dive into the ChatGPT ecosystem to experiment. As a result, the ChatGPT plugin ecosystem is expected to quickly experience its first wave of prosperity. However, as the ecosystem expands at an accelerating pace, OpenAI is becoming visibly less open. The GPT artificial intelligence model has been open source for a long time in the past. However, since the release of GPT 3.5, OpenAI has become more cautious, only disclosing some technical details and implementation paths but no longer providing open source access. With the recent launch of GPT-4, the situation has become even more mysterious. Not only has open source access been withheld, but information on the architecture, model size, hardware, training computation, dataset construction, and training methods for GPT-4 has been avoided altogether. This move is partly due to concerns about model misuse and, more importantly, the protection of core competencies. Nowadays, the smoke of artificial intelligence has enveloped the entire technology battlefield, and everyone is keeping an eye on OpenAI, trying to gather more information or get a share of the success. As GPT becomes OpenAI's ace and moat, it will inevitably be guarded more and more tightly. The veil of the artificial intelligence era is gradually being lifted. It is still uncertain whether ChatGPT will become a new search engine, a development platform, or an operating system in the future. However, one thing is for sure. It will not merely be an AI robot for casual conversations. So, what form will ChatGPT with plugin functionality evolve into in the future? We might be able to catch a glimpse from the example provided by OpenAI. In the opening of OpenAI's blog post, it illustrates the following scenario. This weekend, you're in San Francisco and want to eat vegetarian food. On Saturday, you want to find a well-reputed vegetarian restaurant. On Sunday, you want to find a delicious, nutritionally balanced, low-calorie recipe and purchase ingredients to cook it yourself. Without using ChatGPT plugins, how many steps would it take to complete this entire operation? First, you would need to open a review website like Yelp to search for a suitable restaurant. Next, you would use Google or another recipe app to search for a recipe. Then, you would use a calorie calculator app to calculate the calorie content of the chosen recipe. Finally, you would open a shopping app like Instacart to place an order for the ingredients. The entire process currently requires switching between several apps and using search engines to gather information, taking up a significant amount of time. However, with ChatGPT plugins, everything becomes entirely different. All you need to do is paste your request into a text conversation box and hit enter. The artificial intelligence will then search and present all the necessary information within a minute. It not only finds restaurants for you, but also provides links to the restaurant on OpenTable. It not only locates recipes, but also quickly calculates their calorie content. It not only lists the ingredients you need, but also supplies Instacart links for each item, allowing you to place a one-stop order with a single click. At this point, do you still think this is just a plugin feature? Although ChatGPT plugins are currently in their early stages, their true significance lies in how they hide all other apps behind themselves. In the future, people will no longer need to download and use various apps and websites themselves, as the unified internet entry point becomes ChatGPT. Everyone will have a dedicated artificial intelligence assistant to help connect all internet information. Following this line of thought, the future might see the disappearance of search engines and the original app ecosystem, with the operation mode of software companies undergoing significant changes. After Google, ChatGPT's scythe may soon hang over Apple's head, not only revolutionizing information search but also eliminating certain jobs. In addition to changing the interaction model between people and the internet with the plugin feature, OpenAI's release of the browsing and code interpreter functions has elevated ChatGPT to another level. While significantly improving the efficiency of workers, ChatGPT also sends out an elimination warning to many job positions. Firstly, with the connected ChatGPT, the channels for obtaining information will expand exponentially, better satisfying users' real-time and personalized information needs. To some extent, the connected ChatGPT can be considered an upgraded version of a search engine. For example, in the scenario provided by OpenAI, the user asks for the recently announced Oscar winners and requests ChatGPT to write a poem based on the results. After quickly processing this question, which combines standardized search and personalized demands, ChatGPT returns the answer like Bing and provides clickable online documents and links to related news reports for verification and further reading. In addition, it instantly writes a poem incorporating the winning film A Moment Across the Universe and the award recipients. In other words, ChatGPT can now help you do an extra layer of personalized processing for the information you search, based on the existing search engine foundation. At the same time, combining various professional plugins ensures better timeliness and reliability of information compared to a search engine solely driven by a large language model. For example, as mentioned by OpenAI, when you want to search for the current distance between Earth and Jupiter, ChatGPT does not directly generate the answer for you. Instead, it executes the command using the installed Wolfram plugin, retrieving information from their database using artificial intelligence to provide the answer. ChatGPT also explicitly states that it is using Wolfram to respond, making Wolfram the primary party responsible for information accuracy. After acquiring real-time expandable editing capabilities for information retrieval, ChatGPT will allow people to complete more daily tasks in a one-stop manner. For instance, when you have a business trip plan, you only need to input your destination and itinerary, and ChatGPT can access flight booking platforms to help you find the latest flight information and assist you in placing an order automatically. When you want to buy or sell stocks, ChatGPT can help you query real-time stock prices and place orders according to your requirements. If unlocking ChatGPT's browsing capability has doubled the efficiency of people's daily lives, the newly introduced code interpreter may instill fear in many workers since it directly impacts their livelihoods. The code interpreter provides ChatGPT with a Python interpreter that operates in a sandboxed and firewalled environment, along with temporary disk space. This enables users to upload files and download results directly. In other words, ChatGPT can now not only transform your questions into executable code, but also run and validate the results of that code. Furthermore, you can upload files directly for ChatGPT to run and test, then provide further instructions based on the returned results. AI will have the ability to write, analyze, and test code on its own. OpenAI states that the code interpreter will be particularly useful for solving mathematical problems, conducting data analysis and visualization, and converting files between formats. In a given data visualization example, ChatGPT can easily create visual charts based on data files. If you're not satisfied with the chart, Simply describe your requirements in natural language, such as extracting a specific portion of the data, and ChatGPT can execute the command and generate a new chart within seconds. In the past, data engineers would have spent several hours on similar tasks. It is foreseeable that the integration of the code interpreter feature will further lower the barriers to programming and data analysis, potentially impacting the roles of junior software engineers, test engineers, and data analysts. Preparing for a massive platform, OpenAI begins building its moat. When ChatGPT made its debut 4 months ago, many people were merely mocking its nonsense literature, without realizing that its emergence would soon bring about a revolutionary change to the entire industry. Now, having gained a large user base and attention, OpenAI is clearly moving on to the next step, embracing developers and constructing its moat. Perhaps you still remember the moment 16 years ago when Apple announced the opening of its platform to third-party applications. OpenAI is now doing the same thing. Meanwhile, with the help of artificial intelligence, both users and developers are entering the ChatGPT ecosystem at an unprecedented pace and in a novel way. According to a senior developer named Mitchell Hashimoto, the open process of ChatGPT plugins is highly disruptive.